guys, so I am going to do my review for The Return of Munchausen by Sigismund. I should have looked it up. I should have, but I'm just not going to because there's no way I'll be able to pronounce this. So that is the author's name, and it is translated by Joanne Turnbull and Nikolai Formozov. So this is a very interesting book. I don't know. Oh, hey, it's Indie Press Project, by the way. So our book or our publishing house for the month was NYRB. I feel like everyone knows what an NYRB looks like. They have a very classic look, decoration in the back with this cute little box in the front that has the title, author, and then like if there's an intro or translator, it's usually written there as well. NYRB for me is a pretty easy get. I typically will buy them if I'm kind of if I'm just like trying to buy something and I don't know what to buy, I will pick up an NYRB. A lot of the times they're classics or nonfiction or translated or something like that. They're usually lesser known works, which I appreciate because I'm sick of the same old stuff all the time. So this is definitely not the first NYRB book that I have read, but it is the one that I read this month for the specific project, which I again stole from the Italian BookTube group. I will link some Italians below, and I will link everyone else that's participating below, along with my playlist for Indie Press Project. We have done Tin House and Feminist Press, and next month we're going to be reading Europa. So if you want to participate, you can. Just let me know, and I will add your video to the playlist, and that will be exciting. So this book was so bizarre. I wish that I could describe well what I felt while reading this book, but it's kind of difficult. I don't really know much about Munchausen, so this is not the first story of Munchausen. I wish I knew who the original author is of Baron von Munchausen. It is not this author. This is just this author's kind of take on what's going on. I wanted to go back and reread the intro before I did this video, but I didn't. Mostly because, again, I just, no one has time for anything these days. But it's just so funny. It's the funniest. It is super small, and it did take me a really long time to read, so I just want to have like that disclaimer. With regards to the writing, it is very difficult to read. It does remind me of Dubliners by James Joyce, where you have to really spend a lot of time kind of like savoring the language and paying attention to what is being said. It's really easy, like this would be a terrible audiobook, but it's really easy to kind of wander while you're reading it. And it's just, it's very complicated language-wise. I'm going to read just a teensy bit. I wish I could remember. Oh, here. Okay. So this is a gentleman has just come into a hall. This is on the very first page, the very first chapter. And so he's going upstairs. And so it says, or I guess, yeah. Now he sprang up the length of a long runner. Leaping after him, taking the stairs two at a time, came muddy footprints. So it has a lot of descriptions like that where, coming after him are muddy footprints, but it's just because he's leaving the muddy footprints behind. But like the description of that, I just thought was so good. And there's other ones too where like the cufflinks are like inching along towards his, hand or something like that. There's a lot of fantastic imagery like that in this book, and it blew me away. I thought it was beautiful. And it's just really funny because this Munchausen guy is just delusional and thinks that he is so wonderful, and he tells all of these tales. Like that's what he's known for, is telling very tall tales and lying. And I don't know if lying is the right word, but just having a lot of flourish to what he says, and maybe not being the most truthful person, and like coming up with these outrageous stories. There's the longest chapter in this book is a chapter of him. I forget where he goes. Does he go to Russia? Oh my gosh. I think it's him. Yeah, he's in the UK, and he's like giving some kind of speech or presentation about his travel to Moscow, which is funny because this author is Russian. So um, yeah, so sorry, now I'm just reading the back, but it's basically, I just don't know how else to describe it other than like a really arrogant, egotistical narrator who is telling tales to people. So the whole book and each chapter is him recounting to other people like these magnificent tall tales of things that he's done because he's so wonderful and magnificent and how he like gets away with things and stuff. So it is, I think that's super funny. I know that's not for everybody. I feel like a lot of people don't like that, but I do. And so I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it 3 stars, maybe 3.5. Again, it is really difficult to read, which is I think just the reason why I didn't rate it higher. But the language is really nice at points. So, yep, that is all that I have to say about that. Again, we're reading Europa for next month. So if you want to participate, just let me know. The more the merrier. Let's read indie presses, people. Support your local bookstores, support your indie presses, etc. Hope everyone is doing well. I'll talk to you guys later.